Takumi Iruma is accidentally caught in a summoning spell that takes him to the world of Mildgard. The goddess Nalin explains the spell was cast by the Holy Empire of Sidonia to summon 3 heroes. As Takumi was an unintended 4th target, she can't send him home. So as a consolation, she gives him magical abilities and sends him to a remote area in the kingdom of Barkula to start a new life. He encounters a young girl named Molly and rescues her from monster. In Sidonia, the 3 heroes meet Empress Elizabeth. Hero Akane receives a blessing of revelation from Nalin that tells her Elizabeth cannot be trusted. Molly's parents Bunga and Martha explain their village is a haven for craftsmen. Takumi chooses to be an alchemist and a blacksmith. While searching for potion ingredients, he encounters an armored boar and a poison spider. Surprisingly, the spider helps him, allowing him time to deconstruct the boar's brain with alchemy, killing it. After healing the spider, he tames it into a pet, giving it the ability to speak to him telepathically. So he names her Maple, causing her to evolve into a killer spider. One of Nalin's goddess friends is curious what plan she has for Takumi, given that when she sent him to Mildgard, she also sent him a year into the past, long before the Empire summons the other heroes. Takumi desires to visit a city to study alchemy, so the villagers arrange a carriage to the city of Bolton. Martha realizes Takumi can use light magic, which is used to heal and purify, and warns him people may try to take advantage. Takumi promises to return as he now views the village as his home. The carriage is operated by the trader Paypek and his bodyguards Heath, Riel, and Boger. Seeing the quality of his goods, Paypek offers to buy Takumi's healing potions. They arrive at Bolton, where, discovering there is no alchemist guild, Takumi registers as an adventurer. He then sells his potions to Paypek for 7,000 silver, 7 million yen, and rents a house and workshop. Takumi notices the city has an inefficient sewage system, so he crafts a toilet that purifies waste. Paypek is astounded at such an invention and places an order for 100 toilets. He also warns Takumi if word of his light magic reaches the Sidonia Empire, there's a possibility he will be kidnapped by the Sidonian Church of Holy Light, which believes all light magic belongs to them. To assist with production, Paypek recommends buying a slave. Takumi is repulsed by slavery, but soon realizes he will need the help as he must complete a quest once a month to remain an adventurer. While waiting for the manager of the Mulan slave company, Takumi encounters a female elf who tells him to get out. The manager, Mulan, explains that slaves have rights and owners are expected to provide them with a good life. Takumi asks for someone who can manage his household and accompany him on quests. Mulan recommends the maid Maria to manage his home. Takumi hears about another slave from Maria, and Mulan reluctantly shows him the elf, Sophia, who has crippled limbs and had her magic sealed by a curse. Takumi decides to contract with her, claiming he can fix everything. Sophia feels she has no choice, so Takumi signs contracts with both Maria and Sophia. Takumi visits a church and is curious why Nalin dislikes Sidonia. Nalin appears and explains she is worshipped by the Church of Creation, but Sidonia follows the Church of Holy Light, which worships a goddess Anat that doesn't exist, and uses their false piety to amass power. She also warns Takumi her blessing will soon weaken and he will have to start relying on himself. A year in the future, the heroes Akira and Yamato are convinced to train as warriors, but Akane continues to resist Elizabeth. Sophia is convinced Takumi has evil intentions after witnessing his experiments. However, Takumi was actually leveling up his light magic. With his preparations complete, Takumi successfully dispels Sophia's curse and heals her crippled body. Sophia realizes she was wrong about him. Takumi realizes alchemy is rare because all alchemical texts are in a dead language only he can read thanks to Nalin's blessing. Takumi plans to start adventuring now that Sophia can act as his bodyguard. Maria asks to accompany them, and Takumi discovers Maria has combat magic, plus warrior and thief skills. After crafting weapons and armor for them, Maria and Sophia register as adventurers. Thuggish adventurers pick a fight, which Takumi wins using alchemy to coat his skin in unbreakable diamond. Guildmaster Barak takes note of this and gives him several quests suited to his skills. After slaying goblins and kobolds, gathering herbs, and slaying a goblin general, Maple evolves into an arachne with a human torso atop her spider body. Having completed all their quests in less than 12 hours, Takumi is promoted to rank E and both girls to rank F. Maria asks for new underwear for herself and Sophia and becomes obsessed when Takumi shows her modern panties and bras. Paypek introduces Takumi to Marquis Godwin Bolton, who is impressed with his toilets and in exterminating the goblin general. Takumi finishes the panties, but the embarrassment is so great he goes temporarily mad, frustrating the girls. A representative from Sidonia insists that the blasphemous magician using light magic to create toilets be surrendered or the Church of Holy Light will withdraw all their priests for Barkula. The king finds this hilarious and invites their bothersome priest to leave whenever they want. Takumi is invited to meet the king. Maria's suspects, Sophia, has fallen in love with Takumi. Nolan informs Takumi about sending him a year into the past, so the other three heroes won't even be summoned for several months. Takumi creates a coach for the week-long journey, and, at Maria's urging, hunts down a drake horse, a monster known to be much faster than normal horses. Maple makes friends with an injured drake, so Takumi places it with Maple in his storage dimension. Unaware, storing an untamed monster is highly dangerous, and he passes out. Maria and Sophia worry he might die since the magical strain keeps him unconscious, yet he can't release the drake until he wakes up, or Maple opens the dimension from the inside. Sophia is able to use telepathy to reach Maple, who opens the dimension and places the drake in the garden. Takumi eventually awakens, tames the drake, and names her Camellia. In the capital at the Palom Slave Trading Company, a fox girl named Reva, who is capable of magic, appears for sale, but no one buys her, as she requires time-consuming training. Takumi finishes their coach and enchants it with spatial expansion, so the inside contains bedrooms, kitchen, and a toilet. Marquis Godwin decides to increase his protection of Takumi from other nations, especially Sidonia. In the future, Akane studies the Church of Holy Light and finds they believe goddess Anat created humans to be superior to all other races. Arriving in the capital, Papek suggests creating a second enchanted carriage as a gift for the king. With 5 days until they meet the king, Takumi agrees, so Papek arranges a private workspace at the Palom Company. Sophia puts her foot down and demands Takumi find an assistant. Palom's manager, Burton, arranges for him to meet Reva. Reva believes Takumi will reject her too, so she is thrilled when Takumi offers to teach her and send her wages to help her mother and brother. Sidonia's emperor is furious that Barcula's king has ignored his demands concerning Takumi and considers invading in response. Elizabeth cautions him to wait until they summon the three heroes before starting a war, and in the meantime, spread a rumor about a craftsman disrespecting the church, causing their believers to find Takumi for them. The king, Lobos Barcula, casually introduces himself to a shocked Takumi hours before the official ceremony. Lobos regrets he cannot grant Takumi a noble rank for his work, as it would reveal his identity to Sidonia. Elizabeth's spies obtain one of Takumi's devices that purify the sewers, so she sends men to Bolton to kill the craftsman responsible. Reva registers as an adventurer, and the guild reminds Takumi his party needs a name. Barak begins training Takumi to fight. In the future, Akane is increasingly disturbed by the beliefs of the church and fears what such an organization wants her, Akira, and Yamato to do. Takumi creates a staff of mithril and trant wood for Reva. Barak assigns Takumi a 4-day quest to escort a merchant to Kilbus village, where he will be trading Takumi's purification devices to other countries. Takumi is delighted to find Kilbus has milk and cheese, which Takumi has not had since leaving Japan. He also learns Salamander Kingdom grows rice, though importing it is difficult. Feeling nostalgic for his old life, Takumi suddenly decides on a party name, Wings of Nalin. They return to Bolton, where assassins attack them with paralysis poison, but Takumi possesses a poison-resistant skill and uses Barak's training to defeat the assassins easily. Barak arrests the assassins and insists Takumi tell Marquis Godwin about the attack so he can do something about it. The assassins are identified as Sidonia's Divine Light Squadron. Fortunately, Godwin, the Church of Creation, and the Adventurers Guild agree Takumi's safety is their top priority. Takumi begins working on a barrier device to protect their home. The girls insist on adding a female warrior to their party to protect Takumi on quests. Takumi experiments with creating golems as an extra layer of defense. Following his squad's capture, the Emperor decides to temporarily leave Takumi alone and focus on summoning the heroes in 3 months. As creating a golem is difficult, Maple suggests Takumi simply tame a wild one. Takumi locates an iron golem, which turns out to be guarding a temple dedicated to Nalin, making it his immediate friend, and he tames it without needing to fight it. He names it Titan. In the future, Akira and Yamato become arrogant and cruel, and Akane wants nothing to do with them. Titan receives a robot-like body of adamantine and mithril, the ability to talk, and a second, much larger body for emergencies. Meanwhile, Nalin is concerned the belief from the Church of Divine Light's followers might cause Anat to manifest as an actual goddess, an evil one. She hopes Takumi will soon be powerful enough to end the war with Sidonia in the future. A village to the south of Bolton is abandoned by corrupt nobles, forcing the villagers to leave. The young woman Mani is especially bitter as their poverty contributed to her husband's death. Godwin plans to settle them in undeveloped land overrun by monsters and asks Takumi to establish a village. With his alchemy and his friend's magic, Takumi constructs a well-fortified town near good farmland and a water source in only 10 days. At first, the refugees are skeptical, believing they are being sent to monster-filled territory to get rid of them. So they are shocked to see an entire town with a castle and soldier barracks to defend them. Mani cannot trust Takumi, and after being rude to him, decides to leave the area. Convinced Takumi will eventually throw her out for insulting him. Monsters attack, and Mani is trapped outside the wall, but Takumi saves her. Mani realizes his generosity is genuine and accepts his offer to work as his maid. Godwin is glad Takumi succeeded, but also reveals the new town is strategically located. Sidonia's emperor is furious. Barkula Kingdom has placed a town full of soldiers right next to his empire's borders. Elizabeth reveals her spell is ready. In the town, everybody suddenly feels a pulse of unnatural magic, causing Takumi to realize it has been exactly 1 year since he arrived. 3 months after the heroes summoning, Takumi's town has grown and been named Wedgefort. The heroes begin visiting other kingdoms, scaring believers of the Church of Creation. Paypack hires Takumi to escort the heroes to the royal capital Baccalados. Akira and Yamato begin casually abusing innocent people. Akane, with her blessing of revelation, senses something she needs in Baccalados. Akira and Yamato barge into the Baccalados guild and attempt to buy Mani and Sophia, only for Takumi to refuse their demands. Takumi then destroys Akira's sword and takes down Yamato after they charge at him. The heroes leave, but swear revenge. Akane realizes Takumi is what she has been searching for and flees to Takumi's hotel with her loyal slave Lulu. Takumi admits he was the 4th hero accidentally summoned by Sidonia and sent to the past by Nolan. Akane realizes Sidonia only summoned heroes to legitimize a knot and gain more followers for when they declare war. Akane shares her belief Akira and Yamato's personalities only changed due to being drugged, which she avoided with purification magic. At Akane's request, Takumi removes Lulu's slave collar. Takumi decides to take Akane and Lulu to his home and informs King Lobos Barkula what happened. An army of monsters attacks Wedgefort. Takumi cancels all his slave contracts, wanting everyone to stay with him by their own choice. He also constructs 2 swords, Holy Sword Amaterasu and Sublime Sword Tsukuyumi. The guild sends an emergency summons to Takumi and all A and B rank adventurers to urgently defend Wedgefort. Takumi joins the party's Lion Fong and Crimson Rose. Takumi gifts Amaterasu to Sophia and keeps Tsukuyumi for himself. They arrive and find Wedgefort under attack, with the villagers reporting the monsters are using tactics. Takumi theorizes the excess mana from Sidonia's hero summoning might have evolved some monsters, making them capable of controlling the others. The Emperor is pleased monsters are attacking Wedgefort and decides to send the heroes to prevent Salamander Kingdom from sending help to Barkula. During the next attack, the monster's leader appears, a 2-headed dragon. Sophia puts herself in danger and is injured. Takumi combines Amaterasu and Tsukuyumi, cuts the dragon in half, and scolds Sophia for putting herself in danger. After several days rebuilding Wedgefort, Takumi and the others return to Bolton. Akira and Yamato massacre an innocent village in Salamander. Seeing Sophia is upset, the others urge Takumi to make up with her. After apologizing, the mood almost turns romantic, but Akane tactlessly interrupts. Akane swears to stop the heroes the next time they meet. Takumi speaks with Nolan and assures her he will fight to protect what he cares about. He also finally delivers the sweets she asked for. Nolan regrets the future will not be easy for Takumi, but it will be worth it once he becomes the greatest living alchemist and saves the world.